Let's talk about option E in SoundDesign. And what option E does is it allows you to evaluate the change in output level of a speaker or horn that will result from a change in input power. So for instance, if you know that a 70 volt horn or an 8 ohm horn or 25 volt horn, doesn't matter, but if you know that it's rated at say 109 dB with 1 watt applied, with that knowledge you can now determine what the output would be with 30 watts applied or with 15 watts applied. So I press E. It's asking first of all for the reference power level. This is the power level that I know the sound output for. In our example, let's say we know that a 30 watt horn puts out 109 dB SPL with 1 watt at 1 meter or 4 feet. Doesn't matter. So the power level I'm working with is 1 watt. I press enter. Now it's asking me for the reference dB/SPL with that 1 watt applied, and I said it was 109 dB/SPL. And I'm interested in knowing, well, how much sound will I have if I apply 30 watts? So I'm going to put in 30. This next line, what is the percentage power loss? This would be for designing a speaker line if we had designed it with a gauge wire that would result in 20% power loss or 10% power loss. That is, of course, going to reduce the audio at the speaker. So if I had designed for a 20% power loss on the speaker line, I'd put in 20 here, and it would adjust the speaker output for that 20% power loss. But in this case, I'm going to assume that the speaker has the full voltage across it that would result in 30 watts. I'll press enter. And here's the answer. The horn output for the 30 watt tap would be 123.7 dB/SPL. And again, this is based on our reference of 109 dB/SPL at 1 watt. Doesn't matter if it's 1 watt or 4 feet or 10 feet. Whatever our reference dB/SPL was measured at, whatever distance, this 123.7 dB/SPL would be at that same distance. Okay. We can easily down here evaluate a different tap setting or different wattage level. Suppose we want to know, well, what would the output be at 15 watts instead of 30 watts? And what we should see here is about a 3 dB drop, because 15 watts is half of 30. I'll put in 15, enter, and again 0% power loss, and sure enough we're down about 3 dB. That's what option E does.